Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Koma, and today I'll be teaching you how to set up Kafe ranked style. First off, if you like bar and cocktail, if that's the default site you want to go, your 5 operators should look like okay, some of these can be preferenced and moved over, but I'm going to give you my take. Guaranteed you want a Azami. Now this is going to be for your cigar player. Your zombie player is going to be playing cigar lounge with her kivas to hold that off. Now that Zoph has gotten buffed, she can just Zophia that, or you can just use a clip magazine to shoot out the kivas. Second operator, that is going to be your castle. He's more than likely getting the cocktail windows and the double spot and CS shop for the mute, preferably to be playing in ticket. If your third is gonna be mute, he's gonna place his jammer, deny it the cigar wall, and until from them dropping red hatch while playing shotgun in a low closet. Your fifth could be a Valk for Nitro below. I will show that spot. Your fifth could be Wamai with the crazy buff to help the CS player, to help the Azami and cigar shop or cigar. Your fifth could be Wamai, and you could wrap behind the bar, which I will demonstrate. Your fifth could be someone with the pocket shotgun, or since you're bringing the castle, make him and mute shoot out the default spots for plant. Your fifth could be a roaming soloist. Your fifth could be a Dinar. Your fifth can be whoever you think is needed. But I recommend you bring at least those 4. You can change that if you want to. At least bring the Azami. I beg of you, if you're going top floor. It's gonna be very painful to play without Azami and cigar because that's just so much space. A lot besides, unless you're playing Pixel Corner, we won't say the other word due to YouTube. But I hope you understand what I'm referencing. Mira is probably gonna get the ban. If it's not, you could run Mira, and I'll show defaults for that. But let's start off with the zombie. Been off work for I've only had a piece of chicken. I should not have. Well, imagine this is on this side. This can go either way. It's a little low. Don't. You know what? It's 250. What am I complaining about, bro? I'm a chud. I'm sorry, guys. Rotate is optional for team. If it's Mira, like let's say you're Mira on board, you could put this here and just like put head holes here, whatever. But we'll do that when we get the Mira. You're a zombie. If you are running barb, please put something white side. This is a crucial attack spot. I don't know if I'll get more reinforcements if I respawn or not, but we're gonna go ahead and reinforce. And then imagine someone, this whole thing's out. Okay, Kiba, shoot out your glass, probably use your primary so there's no slits in case someone repels up fast. Why is this here? Zombie should be getting these, I would say, out of anybody, because she is the cigar player. Oh. One of your first Kibas can go. Will line up. Please line up. Please. I beg it. Oh, I think it's gonna be that one. For some reason, it doesn't feel right. This may not be right. Okay, that's unfortunate. Anyhow, you can put a Kiba here. There, because you're kind of gonna be tucked here. All you're gonna do is you can throw it more left to block this. Obviously, you kind of worry about that and that. If you're not comfortable challenging this, you can just throw that there. And then, or I guess not. But anyhow, this is how you kind of play a zombie. I don't know. I think it could have been a little bit more left. So you could play more tucked. But anyhow, you kind of want to play this angle for your red. In case they do drop and they open wall. If they open wall, you kind of want to chow it this way. You know what I mean? So just pre-fire. That's how you're going to win a lot of your gunfights, is having info and pre-firing. Or audio. If your teammates aren't shutting up, I would recommend if you're in Discord, you get a hotkey and you go mute or you deafen, whatever it's called, or it's a hotkey to mute everybody. And then if you're forced to fall off, play Pixel if you can. I recommend destroying this bench and putting like an ADS here if you're Jaeger. But if you're Omai, you're gonna like throw them basically above the windows. So that's how you kind of want to set up a zombie in here. I do not get reinforcements shared. Okay. Okay. Also, if you're a zombie, please shoot out the it lived. Well, yeah, we can hear. Cool. For castle, you're gonna want to mute this double for sure. And then I like to put a proxy preferably here. Reason being, if mute is kind of expected to die majority of the time, I like to reinforce this wall, put footholds here for my pixel player. And then if whoever's sitting here, let's say with he can help just shoot that way on default. This is going to be default vault rotate. Now, if you don't want it vault, you can fully make this sprintable. Do this at your own discretion though, because once your CS player dies and they get frisky and get close, they can just hallelujah sprint in here. You know what I mean? So do your best to help your CS guy. The kind of default windows is going to be this cocktail 1 and heaven. The reason being, it is those windows. Also, if you're castle, you're probably going to end up making both of these rotates, because mute's probably going to be placing his jammers down. So be aware of that. But if you're not fast for castles, ask your mute for help for 2 of the rotates. I beg. Now your final castle can either go on this white window or pallet window. Now I don't really necessarily recommend pallet window a lot. It can go either way because they're gonna probably end up breaking your castles anyways, and that's just unfortunate. But it is to stop them and make them waste utility, honestly. If you put it on this window, this protects your guy tucking and pixel. If you put it this window, this protects your bathroom player. So it's dependent on what you want to do, okay? Now, for some verts around here, it's probably better if you do it with it. But if you go down there, you can see all the little line of skylight, which you're kind of playing it off angle. So it kind of could like catch them off guard, possibly for a kill. But at the same time, your whole body is exposed and you're the more likely going to hit your head majority of the time. And since you're like second floor, you're probably going to be watching out for people running up red or brown and white stairs anyway. So it's kind of that. Okay. But no. Houses are going to break. Just pop. I don't like that. Am I going to be able to place it? I'm not. I can place it that way. Whatever. Well, that's going to be your first jammer. Second one's going to be here. And third one's going to be the other side of this wall. Now, the problem with this is that mute is like semi-outdated because he only really counters thermite. He doesn't counter half recharges. He doesn't counter A charges no more. He's kind of only anti-intel now, besides being good, I think, for countering Doki calls now since the mid-season patch update. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could throw it here in case they want to like throw a Candela, line it up to come in here in a cocktail. But you can shoot Candela, Ying's Candelas, if you're able to hit the shot. I think a lot of people should know that. I hope a lot of people know that. But you're gonna reinforce that wall. If you want another rotate, just shoot this out. You can sprint. I think you can even walk across it. Yeah, you can. Defy physics, but whatever. Okay, as I was saying with the shotgun. This is kind of default plant spot. So you can shoot that out so you can deny bomb. Or go the extra step, take all of it out. Now this could also be a plant spot as well, if you can actually get to it and not die to the guy freezer or cocktail, whatever. But that's where you're kind of playing mute is probably like CS. I should turn off replace thing. You're kind of putting, I think, around here, or you can just shotgun it out. Honestly, you're kind of just waiting for the guy to drop, and then if they walk up red. I guess I should bring deployable now for the pixel. Yeah, I would recommend if you're playing with my upstairs to bring the deployable for pixel. But to where you're gonna be throwing your disky disc, they're just gonna go above these pretty much, and then you're gonna give yourself an extra one low. If the you're kind of just gonna throw it in this corner because they can't shoot it, so they can't shoot from that window. And then once they shoot out these zombies, I mean, not much you can do besides like throw it here or like kind of aim it to the mini coffee table and just like, you know, contest. You know what I mean? But that's how you're playing that. Okay, let's go on to the hypotheticals. Fifth. We're going to start off first with the Valkyrie, because that is kind of what people like. Okay, cams. This is kind of a default one. You just throw it there under the table. Your thing goes here for nitro below. On this one ping, it's kind of going to be behind this pillar. Reload. And you're kind of just going to pre-play C4. So basically, it's going to be, oh, hey, they dropped. Okay. Bam. Bang. Bosh. They're dead. Cool beans. Second cam, if you really want to, you could throw it in the corner, but the my disc is going to get it. So, I'm not the Valk player up here, so don't take anything I say for sure. You could hide it behind the, it rolled off the I almost went on that. You can place it there. It's a pretty decent cam. I would, almost writing down, roll. Ooh, it's not my day. Did they fix this glitch? It looks like they did. Usually you could, or you used to be able to phase a cam through, but they couldn't see it. So it was a pretty good, like, white ping. If you wanted to throw a cam up here, I mean, I would kind of recommend it in the corner for the walk up, because that's kind of like the most important part, honestly. But this would be default, but the only problem is that it's like really common now. So a lot of people shoot it from brown, that window, or door, library door, heaven window, even if they drop, or just below coming through red mining hall. I mean, it's kind of common. So that's just that. That was not, I need 7. Okay, next one. Fenrir. Now, this is all gonna depend if your mute and castle don't shoot this out, because you're kind of wanting to play off your Fenrir and let them walk in, and you're just kind of like behind bomb or even crouch walking around it and just spraying when they walk in. You know what I mean? These are probably gonna be the most 2 you want because you're playing right here. And then if you wanted to throw a third, like let's say down here for the brown, right? Because it's going to take them a minute to get comfy with this anyways. And then you could throw your fourth here. This is your coverage, basically. This is what you are covering. If you want to throw it white, you can throw it white. If you want to throw it somewhere, that's all good. Oh, I get it. Now, let's head to a Rooney Boney. Okay. I'm going to recommend you do this. Where is Trois? And bah. I'm gonna recommend that in case cocktail or capital fire, unless they shoot it there in the corner, that is on them. This is a decent one, but not. You could, I mean, it's a Rooney, bro. I mean, you can kind of just throw them wherever. They're gonna get good value off time. I mean, this could even help your mute. To be honest, I mean, I kind of recommend putting barbed wire because you're kind of forcing them to like, hey, get rid of it or take the damage. You know what I mean? But let's go look at our little angle downstairs. But yeah, you're seeing a skylight pretty much. Just get a weird. So even could walk forward a little bit if you wanted to get like a more versatile, like vertical angle, if this isn't comfy for you. But that's our little angle, little fun fact. Now, if you're looking for an angle below the cigar door from shop, it's actually gonna be like around here on the double, or like right here. Which, as we can see, it is right there. So, pretty much lined up with the signpost. Excuse me, but yeah, just text me, bro. That is Michael McG. Okay, so let's imagine we are fireplace and reading. Please do me a favor. Put a rotate here. You're gonna want a castle. Smoke. I would like to recommend go to delay like doorway time, but that is up to you. You're probably gonna have people holding. You're gonna at least have 2, maybe 3 vert, or it's gonna be a 2-2-1 split, and you're gonna have 2 upstairs, 2 middle floor, and then you might have a guy roaming extending, like hard extension, to deny like entry from white and red. Anyhow, reinforce your 2 walls. That's gonna just stay soft. These are probably gonna stay soft, and then it's probably just gonna be footholes and like a recommended head hole, if I'm being frank with you guys. Because the reason being, okay, I can shoot them and they can't really see me. You know what I mean? It's just off angles you're making basically. I forget which wall personally, because I'm not the guy setting middle floor. I'm upstairs at the castle every time we're on Cafe. I'm sorry. So it's either going to be this is reinforced or this one, and rotate ball rotates going to be on the other side. I'm not going to make it because I don't want to give a false like example. So I apologize. That will not be happening from me. You're not catching it from me. Okay, the reason you could just reinforce these and drop fireplace entirely, hypothetical, or how your team wants to play, is because you force him through here, they can't stand. They could breach this and walk in, right? You force them through here and this awkward thing, they can't see you unless they just free fire and just get lucky as crap. I'm sorry. It's the only like logical thing. You feel me? Or you could reinforce this wall and reinforce this wall and vice versa. Flip it, Mickey. And get a little tighter angle. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's go on a castle and go upstairs and show you guys how I set that up, because I really want to show you guys this one. Okay. We're going to imagine this is castle. We're going to imagine this is castle, right? You can shoot this out. I reinforce this. I usually put head holes here. And I do this little vert thingy. I don't know why people do this, personally. I kind of think it's just a deeper angle onto you. I thought there was supposed to be like an angle you could get, but I don't know. I pop laundry hatch, and I kind of like to make a castle here, right? And like putting head holes here, and like a proxy up to here. Now that's a stupid proxy, but hear me out for a minute. And then I like to castle off this. So that's gonna be 1. Okay, that's 3. Okay, that's too many. Okay, new castle, improved strategy. Okay, you're gonna castle this, that door, if you want to extend up the bathroom. If you don't, open, do what you want. It's gonna be default. It's gonna be that window, this double. That's kind of the holy trinity, if you will. But if you don't like playing up here, drop it, fluff whatever I just said. Put a proxy up there in that corner, get schmexy, whatever, and just play off audio. You can make it rotate here. That is up to you. You can use reinforcements up here because your team is probably not worrying about trade and mining in the first place. But if they are, I want to show you how to set that up. Okay, what I'm going to recommend is that you reinforce both these walls. Make a rotate on this side. Why a rotate? Why a rotate? Well, the rotate, if they're not getting chally, right? Put some banger. Okay, let me What is... Shut up! I still hear the voices. It's a freaking train set, bro. Okay. Reinforce this wall. You could put a double here if you wanted. Like, kind of funny. Also not funny, though. And I recommend putting head holes right here. You don't have to put this here. This is just bait. I'm gonna rotate goes here because you can... This is horrible debris in the face. You can watch the red guy. Or if you want to just do head holes, you can. Do what you want. I don't... Up to you guys. Who the freak is texting me? Cool, bro. What the freak is that supposed to mean, bro? Whatever. You kind of want to watch the red guy. And then you can get aggro on mining window, red window. And you could even watch the red walk down. Like maybe. If you need to just start spraying. Look, bro, it was 11:07 when we started. Okay, I apologize. It's kind of the same thing when you play mining. But the thing with this is that you're making vert on default play. I'm yelling, GG. You're making a lot of vert. You're practically going to be out of shotty shells by the time this is done. You're making vert for that. Okay, I don't think there's vert for this person. Yeah, there's not. Fluffer. We are gonna put the John here. I think it should be the other way. Now that I look at it. Yeah. I think rotate goes here. Whatever. Fluff, whatever I'm saying, bro. I'm tired. Okay. It's just vert play. Just a whole lot of vert play. If you gotta fluff it, you gotta fluff it. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do. Right? Gotta drop. Go-yos, that door, I recommend. Maybe two upstairs at most. If you do decide to extend and train, I'd recommend a double on one of the reinforced walls. And then also get your hatch. Okay, we're gonna go to kitchen. Get your reinforced hatch. Oh, what's up, little dummy? Now, if you haven't been watching Pro League a whole lot, this is just kind of what they've been doing, is fluffing freezer wall, right? And just putting a go-yo canister on the middle, okay? But if you don't like that, you can reinforce this side and do it on this side only. Okay, but in all seriousness, if you don't like that, do reinforce this though, and be serious. Put a mute jammer here, put a Cade or bandit here, but if you do decide to like have a soft extension though, like the reason pros will do this is because they put a two-brow right here, or someone that's gunny with the deployable shield, like a warden per se, to watch like a Ying, stuns, whatever, and kind of like just contest right here. Or the deployable will be like back here and whatnot, and they'll have a warden on it more than likely, just contesting. And they'll have like go-yo shotgun help out with this, or they'll have like whoever has the secondary shotgun or bailiff make this stupid thing up, and then they'll help with him usually. But if you don't like that, as castle, get your double, get your coat check. Red head holes, I'm gonna recommend that because I hate not having them. And then you're gonna get your coat check window because I like to see the guy coming red, in my personal opinion. And then you're gonna throw one small bait, then your other one's gonna go small bait door. Okay, make a rotate right here. If you have BP, you're gonna hit the chair, put the BP there, reinforce this. Bakery rotate is kind of the new thing as of right now. Your Jaeger, you're putting more than likely all three ADSs here, and you're playing that. Mute, you're putting this here, reinforcing this. Jammer there, jam here. I don't know if it counters Sabana. I hope so. I would recommend a jam here for Flores, and then your final jam would go in this corner, as we said earlier. Footholds go here, and if you don't like anything of what I've just said about the Baker rotate, just close him off, and he's playing suicidal, basically. Okay. With this, you have Vertec Ranch here. That's kind of like the prep vert. And then it's just a whole bunch of bakery vert, which is why Sledge and Buck and Ram Fuse are just so strong on this map. Because all this is vert, except this part. This is like your only saving grace, but you can chunk nades, stuns here, and then if you open it like how you have it here, you just get shot through, which is why this guy is kind of like the bunker player. This is like considered a bunker spot. But that is going to be for Kafe, and then I recommend reinforcing this wall. If you don't want to reinforce it, make it a rotate or leave it blank. Because you can be a sneaky little rat and just come and come help your VIP player. And then if you need to, be disciplined and then like, hey, they're stacking, walk down. I'm gonna be first contact. Teammate call first contact. And then when he starts shooting, you're gonna free fire while shooting. Okay, that is my Kafe no nonsense Kafe guide. I hope you guys do enjoy. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.